Right. So, welcome to the 1080C podcast. I think this is episode 8. No, we did not just come up with a topic 5 minutes ago, but Sophie added a suggestion that this should be our semester review. The semester is finally over. We have some, movies came out. The Oscars were last night. We just have a whole bunch of topics. This is going to be like a fun bag, I guess. So, I guess we can start with, of course, the first order of business. The Oscars were last night. Did anybody else watch them?
Do people watch these things anymore?
I
I look at the list of winners afterwards, and that's all I do. Let's go.
Damn. I do think it was kind of, well, I guess I'll keep this short. The Oscars were all right. They were cool. People were thirsting for Glenn Close on Twitter, and I thought that was kind of strange. But yeah, it was okay. It's still the Oscars though. So until I win one, then sponsored by the Academy. There we go.
Right.
But yeah, it was okay.
What won Best Picture?
Nomadland.
Nomadland.
No, really?
Yeah.
Madland, yeah.
Yeah, the Amazon sponsored movie.
I mean, amongst other things.
So did it deserve to win? I haven't seen it.
I'm glad the director is the second woman of color to win directing, and I do think her direction is pretty really good. The whole movie as a whole, but
First woman of color, second woman. So I mean,
yeah. I kind of wish I was happy to see the director of A Promising Young Woman win what is it? Best Original Screenplay. That made me very happy. So, my guy Daniel Kaluuya won an award. So
yeah, he did.
That's my guy.
Best guy.
What else?
Grandmother Minari won something, but I think that's all they won though.
Yeah. She only won Best Supporting Actress, which I think Steven Yeun should have won Best Actor, but that's just me. Actually, speaking of that, because people were like, you saw how they changed the format. Normally, Best Picture is announced last.
Mm-hmm.
And they did everybody was like, oh, they're going to give Chadwick Boseman an award posthumously. And they were like, nah, that. We're going to give it to Anthony Hopkins, bro. I don't know. I just feel like I didn't know this until I got on Twitter. They invited his family out and they didn't know if he was going to win or not. So they just basically set them up to for
Well, didn't they do the
basically.
same thing with Mac Miller and Mac Miller's family for the Grammys?
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Anthony.
So here's the thing.
Was good though.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's not like it's an undeserved win. That's where I stand with it.
Yeah.
It's a difficult conversation, right? Because you're both right. If you've seen Father, it's really good. His performance is really good. You can look up just clips of his performance and you can see that as well.
That's very good.
So I kind of see where you're both coming from, right?
I still just think it might be a courtesy thing, with
No, it
family
is,
of a dead person to be you guys can show up, but just to let you know, although he is nominated, he's not winning.
Hopkins wasn't there.
Did they put Chadwick Boseman
we're gonna accept it on his behalf. He's not here, and I was like, okay.
Apparently,
go ahead. I was gonna say, Anthony Hopkins was taking a nap because it was 2 a.m. right? So for him.
Listen,
apparently
he's an old man, Hannah. Okay.
I don't know. It's the Oscars, Anthony.
I remember waking up this morning and seeing Anthony Hopkins say, "I won," and then he just looked really confused. I don't know how I won.
Yeah.
He said he was surprised,
That's
and
sweet.
Yeah.
Also, weren't they hyping up Chadwick Boseman in the advertisements for the Oscars?
Yes.
And they that Best Actor at the end to build up hype.
Oh, thank you.
But I don't know.
Well, makes sense because what do we do except capitalize on those who have died so that we can continue to make money from their image. So.
But I feel you could also reverse that and say if they didn't do any advertising on Chadwick Boseman, people would still be very mad.
But like,
I agree, but I think that there's a certain point where it becomes very exploited.
Didn't they make like an NFT?
Yes, they did.
That's what rubbed me the wrong way the most.
I didn't know they did that.
Yeah,
that's the only thing that I saw.
I saw that on
publicity.
Twitter. I think I wasn't paying attention when I was watching it, but I was like, they made an NFT. That's very disrespectful, I think. But you know, it's the Oscars. I stopped giving a long time ago. So yeah, those were. I'm happy for Chloe Zhao, you know, rocking out. I'm happy for Emerald. I can't pronounce her last name. Director of Promising Young Woman. I wish Carey Mulligan should have won Best Actress.
Who did win? I forget who won.
Frances McDormand.
Yeah,
that shouldn't have happened.
That's the one nomad thing. I was like, why though? Why though?
Yeah, I
agree.
She's good because she's Frances McDormand, but
there were a lot of other really good picks this year. It was like, oof.
Yeah, but Oscars, you kind of know what you're getting into at this point. So I guess I'll use that to pivot to, since we're talking about, you know, award-winning movies and movies that mean a lot to people, you know. So how about we go around and talk about the movies that we say have had the most significant impact on us, maybe as a person, maybe as a creative, just the whole 9 yards, really. So who wants to go first?
Children of Men.
Oh my God. I cannot stand Children of Men.
Wait. Why do you hate Children of Men? Why do you hate it?
I just have very strong feelings against it. But go ahead, explain yourself. Go ahead.
I mean, I just wanted to. It was bait, really. That's not really. But no, I mean, that is one of my favorite movies. But
that's what he's doing.
Most in the past like few years, I think the most impactful for me was probably Parasite. Like, it really shook something in me, and opened my eyes to like one, Korean movies in general. I feel like I was always sleeping on them, right? So yeah. What? Why you I should have been
suggesting you these movies the whole time. Man.
Well, if you remember afterwards, you were like, here's a list of everything you need to watch, and I was like, oh my God.
South Korean movies are so good.
Yeah,
they're the best.
I don't know, there's just so many things about that movie, but it just left a really good taste in my mouth. And then I watched Lighthouse right after. It was a good day.
That's the thing. This is a side thing, but in our group chat, in the 10ABC group chat, Ben Worry was going off about how like this was the best Oscar lineup in years, and I was like, "Did you miss last year? You had Little Women, you had The Lighthouse, you had just so many good movies. Portrait of a Lady on Fire, and then like before that, you still have." I don't know. I think Ben was thinking wrong on that one because I was like, "There's so many good movies from last year."
For sure.
Wait, I need to hear why you hate Children of Men, Hannah, because this is a very
finish the movie. I'm gonna be very honest with you.
You didn't finish it?
I was a freshman film major and I went into media services, and this guy was like, I'm gonna show you the best opening of a film you'll ever see. And then he showed me the Children of Men opening. And I was going home for the summer and I was like, this will be a great family movie.
Oh no.
No.
So I sit down with my family. I make them rent the movie, and then they just hated it. And so, like, when my family hates things, and I'm like, I watch a lot of films alone or like with other film people, and like less so my family. Like, I need to bring them entertaining things and not actually good movies. So they were so disappointed, and I was just like ashamed. I was like, oh my God, I've let you all down. So I don't think we finished it. I have to reevaluate. I heard the cinematography is really like popping. It's been 3 years.
I'll pivot off that. I'll take that back. Yeah, Parasite really inspired me. Children of Men like made me want to be a filmmaker.
Ooh.
Okay? Yeah, like the cinematography in that film is just beautiful. beautiful, exquisite. It was the first film I ever consciously can remember, because I was really young when I saw it. Consciously, I remember that was the first film.
How young
saw.
is really young?
I have no idea. That movie is pretty old, and I was definitely like a teenager, like maybe like 12, 13, something like that. And I just
12 is not a teenager. It doesn't end in teen.
Preteen. No, you're right.
Queen.
So 13. So Sophie, is that good? Yeah. But no, I was just gonna say, like, it was the first time I ever saw a long take in a film that I can remember. And that just like shook me real hard, because it was one of the most violent like moments in the film, and it came out of nowhere. It was very unexpected. And it really messed with my expectations, which I feel like a lot of films try to do now, right?
Nice.
And it was a slow burn, I'll give you, Hannah. Okay. But
I'm willing to revisit because you guys all say it's so good.
Okay. All right.
If it makes you feel better, I've never seen it.
Yeah.
Probably for a good reason.
Damn.
Yeah.
I kind of feel.
To be fair, it's a dad movie that like when you like.
And I didn't have a dad. Is that your point?
No.
Damn.
No, like the dad movie. It's where it's
Okay.
like it's so right for that age of like older men who are like sad.
I
and just
feel like
regret
it's
their
kind
life
of
choices.
I guess.
Like
I suppose.
you
What
can't
are you
not
saying, Willis?
like
Very
that's the
religious
demographic.
film, is it
Like
not?
It
you know,
is.
like-
there's a lot of religious subtext to it.
like
Super
you know
religious.
you're an older guy and you're just like looking back a little bit on life. It's like, man,
Children of Men?
I hate people. And it's just like that
Do you
guy.
want to take this moment maybe to say hi to my father, who is our one and only listener?
Whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, whoa!
Hi.
We already know. We broadcast to millions across the world.
H-
We
That's
gotta-
true.
We gotta
That is
Including
pretend.
true.
HBO.
Yeah, we're getting HBO
HBO.
Max sponsorship. It's coming
Yeah.
soon.
And I do have a list of dad movies. I keep like a catalog.
Oh, this was
So
planned.
when I have to
Okay.
hang out when I hang out with my dad, I always have movies planned so he doesn't like fall asleep.
I think this is well. We're kind of freestyling anyway. I think the last movie I watched with my dad was John Wick 3.
Yeah,
And-
there you are.
That's a dad movie.
He was asking me questions every 5 minutes.
Can't do it. Can't do it.
He was like, "So why is he being hunted down?" I was like, "You had to see the second movie, Dad."
That was my dad during Dunkirk, of all things, and I was like, please stop. Please
I
stop
feel
this now.
like if I tried to watch that with my dad, he'd just be like, "This is boring."
It was also in a movie theater, and everyone was silent. It was the best movie theater experience I've ever had, except something over here is asking me questions.
Dad.
Like,
See, my dad and I watched a lot of Mystery Science Theater 3000, so like you cannot take us into a movie theater because like it's bad because like together we watched Interstellar together. That's a long ass movie, but like
It is.
So beautiful.
we were going. I got jokes ready all the time.
See, I think the funniest thing is like when I started getting into movies. Wow, we just got into a whole dad conversation. As when I started watching movies, like I would be watching like weird artsy in the living room. And my dad would come and be like, "Son, what are you watching?" Or like it'd be like my parents come in when I'm watching a movie at the worst times. Like I was watching Midsummer, and you know, like the orgy scene. My
Yes.
mom came in right, like I'm sitting on the couch. She comes right in. "Trevor, what are you watching?" I was like,
I almost saw that movie in theaters with my father, and when I got back from the movie theater, I was like, damn, I am so glad we did not watch that together.
like,
yeah.
but I guess to take it back to the previous topic at hand, going back to parents, I feel like our parents, like, especially when I talk to people that are in the films a lot, it's always movies that like your parents showed you that are always stick with you the most, I feel like. So I don't know. When I was a kid, I watched like literally anything trash, like I don't know, Open Season.
Oh my
I remember that.
It's a classic. I don't know what you're talking about.
Over the Hedge. I
Yeah.
like that movie.
I do not like Over the Hedge.
Another classic.
Madagascar is far superior to Over the Hedge.
I mean, that's true.
That's true. But I think the first movie where I was like as a kid, but then again, I actually have two picks for this. The first movies that I remember like being a kid and being like super excited about a movie. There's two. There's Spider-Man 2 and there's Scott Pilgrim. Spider-Man 2, when I was a kid, like, I don't know. I guess it's a thing when you're a kid, you watch a superhero movie and you just immediately like, oh, let me try to do this stuff. Like, that looks so cool. And I'd be like showing off to my brother, like, yo, did you see that move when he did this on a train? But as I get older, like, I don't know, it's a movie that ages really well because I'm like, damn, there's some real adult stuff in this movie. Like, Peter Parker is like simping and crying the whole movie. And like, when I watched it again in like high school, I was like, dang, this movie's hitting a little too close to home, you know? But piggybacking off of that to Scott Pilgrim, you know, it's kind of just a
whole movie about a simp?
That too.
Toxic simp. An extremely toxic simp.
Yeah, that is also valid as well. Yeah, another movie about a simp. I guess I just like simp movies, which brings me to another topic.
I think that might say something about you, Trevor.
Damn. Well, I to my high school friends, I am known as the simp of the group, so it makes sense, right? So, yeah, but getting back to my point, Scott Pilgrim is
more
awesome.
about this.
Whoa.
Psychoanalyzing time. Let's go.
Hey, let's take a second to unpack what we just talked about.
Am I in therapy right now?
Hold on, let me get my notepad.
Oh gosh, but yeah, Scott Pilgrim is a very cool movie. It kind of represents everything that I've liked as a child and as an adult. It's got romance, it's got action, it's got anime, it's got video games. I mean, what else can I ask for? You know, and it's a movie that I watched religiously as a kid, and I try to watch it at least once every few months, just to, you know, when you need a spark of inspiration a little bit. So yeah, those are my two picks.
I would like to piggyback off of your we use the term piggyback so much and I kind of hate it at this point, but you pretending to be Spider-Man maybe in your youth, and my grandfather showed me Indiana Jones when I was a kid, and I used to take a jump rope out into the woods and sling it over tree branches and then try to swing, and it never went well, but like that was that I tried to do. And like,
so was Indiana Jones, was that the movies for you?
Indiana Jones, that was like my grandfather, but my dad and I, we watched a lot of Pee Wee Herman, we watched a lot of Napoleon Dynamite, Bill and Ted. It's just like goofy, like, I think that kind of sums up why I am the way that I am. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like I've talked a lot about Bill and Ted on this podcast.
You have.
We love Bill and Ted on this podcast.
It's such a good one.
There's nothing wrong with Bill and Ted.
I do think we should dwindle a little bit on Napoleon Dynamite because I do think it is one of the greatest pieces of cinema.
Yes.
No.
I agree. Yes.
No.
Damn. No Napoleon Dynamite love over here?
I saw it like maybe when I was 18 or something, and I thought it was thought it was pretty lame. I did not find it that funny.
Pain.
I haven't watched it until like 9 or 10. I don't remember anything about it.
It's so good.
It's like a llama.
There is a llama. Yeah. You say it one more time. Say it one more time for me, please.
You can say llama. Yeah. It's like a Canadian thing.
Okay.
Where are you from? Where are you from?
I'll allow it.
You don't know who I talk to.
All right, but try to get back on topic. Who's up next?
Like it.
I think it's Hannah or Crawford's turn.
Crawford, you want to take it away?
I was, big VHS kid. That was about era. I feel like the first movie I ever saw in theaters was Finding Nemo, and the intro scarred me for life. It wasn't a good time. That's not a good time. The Barracuda, terrifying, absolutely terrifying.
We could psychoanalyze that too, if you would like.
Okay. I was afraid of my mother dying. It's really about that in the end.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That's a good pick.
So it's just Nemo, Crawford. Nemo's the
What?
Is Nemo the movie?
Just
Is
Nemo?
more than Nemo?
I try to say why it was important to me. I don't know. It was just something I watched a lot, and Pixar is always good for your intro to movies until you get older, and then you don't like them as much anymore. But that's okay. Anyway, they're important. They're important to my raising, and then I had the dad stuff too is also a thing. So big Star Wars Indiana Jones kid. Again, things that I've grown out of a lot of. And then my dad, I think the most indirect way was that that he influenced some movies that really affected me a lot was that he bought a Laserdisc player at a yard sale with a bunch of Laserdiscs. So after school, I would just rewatch Star Trek 2 through 4 just constantly. And that was a really big thing for me. I liked those movies a lot. And they were, I guess, also important to some part of my filmmaking brain. And then Moonrise Kingdom. God, it's the only
That's such a good one.
It's the only movie that instantly makes me happy to be alive right when it starts, and that's a hard thing to do. So it's a great little gem of a movie.
It's such a good one. It's so good.
A fantastic one. And I see Anthony is now looking this movie up because he's a loser and has not seen it.
You've never seen Moonrise Kingdom?
So good. It's
very good. I love that movie a lot.
Wait, Wes Anderson, Anthony?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good one. It's my favorite of his.
Yeah, me too.
Really?
I love him. I love that one a lot. Again, like I said, it's the only movie that instantly just makes me happy. And me and my friend did Susie and Sam for Halloween costume, and it was pretty good.
So, that's so cute.
11th. This is like 12th grade, but
that's so cool.
Yo, that's cool.
I love that movie. It's so good. It makes you happy, and it makes you good to be alive, and that's important for films to do sometimes.
That's
very wholesome. Very wholesome.
So
that movie's definitely to me. One I could always rewatch. When I think about it, it doesn't get me tired.
It's so good. It's a beautiful work of your artistry. But anyway,
yeah, but last but not least,
I'm
Hannah,
still here.
What is your
wait?
Yeah.
I feel
Willis
like
hasn't gone.
Willis has not gone.
No, dude.
No,
Not? Oh,
we just made fun of him a little bit.
Throw the Willis.
Roasted him.
I have a list here of things I wrote before, but now I'm trying to narrow it down so it isn't either really goofy or really sad.
Oh, we'll just start.
Let's go with the sad one first. Give me a sad one. Go.
The sad one?
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't done sad, really.
Okay. Well, I guess
sad.
As most are aware, I'm a sociology major, not a film major.
I didn't know that, Willis. Come on.
It's my minor.
I didn't know that either.
It's my minor.
Actually, I didn't know that.
Wow.
Yeah. So I told you, I'm Anthony. Come on. I told you.
I know.
2 weeks
I'm
ago.
sorry.
But I think something that really always got into me was movies themselves, because they create worlds, and you're I want to learn more about that. I want to explore in that, and it's I really latch on the movies that question society. So I really like Star Trek: The Next Generation, but I think the movie that really made me latch on to sociology was Wind River.
Mm-hmm.
Have y'all seen that?
I have not.
Yes.
It's the Sicario director. It's got Jeremy Renner.
Oh, Denny Villeneuve.
Well, Sicario writer.
Sicario writer? Okay.
Yeah, he directed it and wrote it. The writer of the script.
Seen this movie.
It's good.
It's basically the same as Sicario.
Sort of, yeah. I can see it.
Beat for beat, it's pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Except this one, it goes into like Native American culture and like how it is in modern day, just that like they aren't treated the same.
The end is a message, right? They're like statistics and shit.
It's just saying like taking away all this. Am I allowed to spoil Wind River?
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
You're good.
I don't.
Okay, so
I'm not gonna watch it unless.
Wait. For our viewers, if you don't want to hear the spoiler for Wind River, made in 2017,
I highly recommend you watch it without a spoiler.
fast forward through this portion.
Dad, tune out for like 2 minutes.
It kind of ripped me apart. It's like at the end, it's about searching for a murdered girl, Native American girl, who was murdered by oil rigger like mercenaries because they killed her and her boyfriend right after raping her. And then like you go to her father, and it's Jeremy Renner talking to his father and how he just had to put war paint on, but he doesn't know if it's his cultures because he doesn't know what his heritage is, and he doesn't have his family anymore, so he's just kind of lost. And how this goes into like a bigger perspective because like so many Native American women go missing without any recorded state, and there's so little studies on reservations, and like this is in America, like the United States. Most of us don't really know what's going on, which is something I'm kind of ashamed of, is that I should know more about what's going on and how to properly act on it. And it's just like, it rips me apart because like I want to help and expand that. And I think sociology is the best way to do that, because then you can help promote heritage and studies and make sure everything's dated. And as well, just Native American cultures and movies as well, because like that's probably the most records we have. I think Dance of Wolves is like one of the only movies to have like recorded language before it was like lost. What, like one of the actresses spoke Sioux, or I'm not sure. I can't remember. It's been so long, but like the only recorded like sound of that comes from that movie because she was the last person to speak the language.
Yeah.
And like we know our culture, like we're surrounded by it constantly, and the concept of like living a life without knowing your heritage, your culture, and like the people around you and your like history would like tear me apart on the inside. It's like, God damn.
Man.
Okay.
That's some.
Now for the silly one. When I was a kid, I watched a lot of Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
Let's switch
of
the
Jackie
mood
Chan.
up real quick.
Yeah. Jackie Chan and Godzilla. And I think that defined just my odd personality somewhat, of just like, this is normal, of just you go down the street and some guys just want to beat you up, or you're a giant lizard man who needs to fight another lizard, so you fly through the air to drop kick them. Like, that's appropriate.
Yeah.
I don't know. It kind of opened me up more to not be like a boring white boy who's only lived in South White, Happy Joy, and Static Shock, that cartoon.
Ooh, that's a good
very
cartoon.
good. Yeah.
Everyone likes that for Static Shock. There it is.
I will say briefly, Hannah, before you go, I know you haven't gone yet, but there was a movie that came out in like 2018 about a girl who got murdered and she went missing, and it was like the police officer who killed her. Does anybody remember that one?
I feel like I know what you're talking about, but I forget everything about it.
Searching?
Yes.
No.
Searching. And I feel like nobody ever talked about that one, but that one was really good. And I watched it on a plane, and it made me sob really hard. And the guy sitting next to me on the plane just like kept looking at me because I was just like, oh, I was literally like shaking and sobbing. Sorry. That's a good movie.
It's a good one.
Well, there's a great class that I'm taking right now, and it's like anthropology and film. Well, I mean, I don't know if I'd call it great, but yeah, you basically get to but like you talk all about like representation in film. You cover like all different kind of cultures, like the beginning of film, like from Natick to the North. There's a whole section on Native American culture with like smoke signals and something, and then like 98. And you basically just uncover how filmmakers have been trying to and or failing or like attempting to, but because attempting to, take 2 steps, but there's a whole lot. It's like really fascinating. I think you'd like it. I don't know if like.
Oh yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I'm in.
It's a cool
I'm
class.
in.
You covered Parasite. I wrote like an entire like video essay on Parasite, and I was thriving. It was great. But
I'm in
Oh,
archaeology in film and media next semester, and I'm sure it'll be similar.
yeah, it's just a deep dive into all that stuff. So it makes you feel like more knowledgeable than the average kid. So I don't know. But yeah, for me, I don't know. It stays kind of similar. I really liked Spider-Man movies a lot when I was a kid. The Blockbuster. I'm from Florida. Like I grew up in Florida, and I came to South Carolina when I was like 17. So like I mainly grew up there. But our Blockbuster closed there, and my dad was like, "You guys can pick out a couple movies," since I have a twin brother. And so we both bought out the Spider-Man movies. So that was a huge deal for us. We were like, "Oh, we're so cool!" And so that was rad. As for films, I love Jaws. It's like my favorite movie of all time. I'll die on that hill.
Yeah,
There's
let's
so
get
many
some-
awesome things about that movie. I don't know.
Let's get some fans in here, baby.
It's a very good movie.
Jaws is
Yeah.
great. The DP was amazing. He like was the first guy to invent the water box for cameras to get that half shot where you're like half in water and half out of it. I could talk a lot about it, but I'm not going to. But then like
Awesome.
following Anthony, like recently, like Portrait of a Lady on Fire and Parasite are like to me like some of the best films ever. And I think Portrait's great because it's such like a back to the basics. Like the cinematography is so simple and like you don't have to be so like elaborate to like tell a beautiful and moving story, and it's so good. And Parasite is just it's perfect.
See, I hate when I get on the internet. Well, that could be a sentence just itself. I hate when I get on the internet. But I hate when I get on the internet and people are like, "I don't like Portrait of a Lady on Fire. It's boring." What?
It's not.
Does that mean I should watch it?
Hmm?
Does that mean I
You
should?
should. It's the kind of film that I watched it over quarantine this summer, and I was like, I'm not feeling up for a long, boring movie. And I knew that's, I kind of knew that was what I was getting into, but then I watched it and I was like blown away. I was like, this kept my attention, and I was crying at the end, and I was like, wow, you should watch it.
If you didn't like Call Me by Your Name, it's some would argue better version of that kind of.
I didn't see Call Me
structure.
by Your Name either because I thought
This
it
is-
was kind of. I thought it was kind of predatory, so I was like,
Yeah, there's none of that here. There's none of that here.
well, that's nice.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good movie.
Since there's so much talk of Parasite, have y'all watched The Host by Bong Joon-ho?
Yes.
I have it on
Fantastic.
Blu-ray.
Okay.
Fantastic.
I'm gonna say that's better than Parasite.
Okay, well,
social
let's
commentary.
let's not get ahead of ourselves.
I'm
my
gonna
God,
say that
but-
right now.
Oh
Well,
my God.
That kind of makes sense for Willis because Willis likes a lot of monster movies.
Like
For sure.
it's
I
not
get it.
okay.
Fits.
It's not just that, but it goes into social inequality and it goes into
It
imperialism as well, which I think is like, ooh, it balances these things very well. It talks about
Mother does a great job too.
Another
Oh.
banger.
Can we talk about Mother?
I'm talking about the South Korean one, not the Darren Aronofsky one. Sorry, but
I
just
still
to
need
keep-
to see that. I keep seeing it and I'm like, I should
I
watch
think it's
that,
on
and then I
Hulu.
forget.
I don't.
I think so too. Yeah.
I see
It's-
weird clips
it's
of
on-
it on the
yeah.
internet, and I'm like,
Have you not seen it? It's
I haven't.
everything this guy makes is so good. Nah. Anyway,
but yeah,
good boy,
The
best
host
boy.
is
Host is
very
awesome
good.
though. Host is
I
very.
like
good,
it a
though.
lot. I got a Blu-ray. I think that's one of the first like South Korean movies I bought on Blu-ray.
I
Actually,
need to get that one. It's very good.
it was
it's in
very
a while.
hard to find. I'm not
I
gonna
think
lie.
it's less hard to find now. I think.
Probably. But I guess pivoting.
Oh, wait.
Whoa, since we're talking, go ahead, Anthony.
Okay. All right. Since everyone like, I feel like I said Parasite, but I do want to add like as far as like wholesome like movie that got me through my childhood and I can watch anytime. School of Rock.
Yes!
Good one.
Everyone.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Wow,
I
really?
love that movie so much.
Your finger on the pulse
Yeah.
of the meme. I see.
What?
I love that
Was
movie
there- is
so
it-
much.
again or something?
Yeah, because everyone's like, there's a scene that Jack Black is in that makes this movie the best movie ever made.
Oh yeah, I've seen that on Twitter. Yeah. No, I mean, I love that movie. I remember like me and my friends would basically like play it on DVD and would just like loop it. Like you could we would just rewatch it over and over and over. And I remember we'd like pass out and I would wake up and on like when DVDs used to have like the little like they would play like a repeating like soundtrack loop basically from it, and school I was like din, 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 and I would wake up hearing that and I'd just be like
School rock.
The only movie that my family could do that with was there were two, and those were the only two movies we were allowed to bring on our road trips, and it was the SpongeBob movie and then the Pokemon movie in which everybody is like slowly dying or something, and it's like really sad and tragic. I can't remember which one that is, but we were all just like sobbing in the back seat of my stepmom's minivan, and my mom she would just be like, "All right, kids, we're at Carowinds," and it's like.
Are you talking about the first one, like when like Ash is dead and then like Pikachu cries?
Yeah.
That's the first one.
Surprise, Hannah, the Pokemon movies can be dark.
I've seen the Mewtwo ones, but I can't tell you a lot about Pokemon.
It's like the Transformers movie for this generation,
I don't know. There's two. I feel like with Pokemon movies or Pokemon, however you want to pronounce it.
We're going in. We're going into the Pokemon topic now. Thank you.
There's so many of the movies. Like I think I've seen like probably the first two. I don't remember them well enough because I probably saw them when I was like 4 or 5. I was like barely conscious, so I probably don't remember them that much. But like I feel like there's just so. Oh, I'm lagging.
Hold on, I'm gonna pull up a link, or I'm gonna pull up a list of all the Pokemon.
There's
movies.
a lot, right?
Yeah.
Remember, like the dog and the little girl in the mansion.
Yeah, that was a second
Entei.
one.
He's
Entei,
fucking
yeah.
Entei, bro. Don't call him a dog. Give him some respect.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't have Pokemon Go installed right now. I can't look at my Pokedex.
Literally.
Oh my god.
It's the only Pokemon card that I own because it's my favorite. It's literally
she had it. They had it ready.
Was it scripted?
Yeah, it is.
This whole thing is scripted. If you can hear about this.
I remember what was the little plant legendary Pokemon?
The plant.
Which one?
Celebi?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember that movie because the opening was like the classic anime Treasure Planet where it was just flying around.
Anime movies, I feel like that those kind of things, they kind of just wait. Now we've opened the wormhole. Now,
don't
That's
give
like
it
my
away
job.
from this. Let it stay on this for a little longer.
Since we're talking about Pokemon, let's talk about Akira.
Oh my
Well,
god!
I haven't
Oh
seen
my
it.
god!
Perfect segue.
I still haven't
Akira?
seen it.
You really don't know?
I've seen
clips. I know
good.
how iconic it is. I haven't seen
good.
it though.
over quarantine. I remember. I don't know if it was like some kind of official thing. I doubt it. I remember there was some kind of like someone was streaming the entire film on Twitch or something, and I like tuned into it, and I was watching. It was actually really good, and then I just stopped. I fell asleep or something. So
I will say Father, close your ears. The only time I saw that movie, I was up and I had a seizure, so I don't remember it, but I do know that it is a good one.
It's a good one, sure.
Oh damn!
I don't know.
So I just
editor, take care of that story.
It's in the same vein as Ghost in the Shell movie. Like I appreciate them, but I don't.
Speaking of, you know what? Let's go from anime. Oh wait, go ahead, Willis.
How do we get to where we won't end up at childhood kinks? Because this shouldn't have happened more than once.
You know,
it's happened.
Maybe we should just avoid anime and animation because that seems to lead us down a rabbit hole.
It's gonna be hard for Trevor.
I like a lot of animated movies, though.
I'm aware. Stop. We can toe that line.
It's gonna be hard for him.
Okay, we can go from animation to another visual art form. We can go to video games now, which is probably not. It's not as bad. I don't have anything about this. So,
what?
we can go from anime to video games now.
Oh my god.
So, I don't know. Do we all play games here? Relatively.
Yeah.
We got
I only
gamers.
recently started playing video games and not a lot of them.
What have you been playing?
I just
about it.
played Trevor knows. I just played Persona 5 this summer. But that was
Nice.
it.
Wait, that's still anime. Come on.
It will never escape.
I watched the anime afterwards.
Ooh.
I didn't play games when I was a kid, so I can't really talk.
Oh,
That's
damn.
really interesting.
My parents were like, "You guys need to be playing outside and not
Damn.
gaming."
All right, now psychoanalyzing time. What do you think that is?
Oh, yeah. Well, how do you think that affected you growing up?
You know, here I am.
I guess I consider myself pretty lucky because my parents really didn't care. I will say my mom did have a big thing about me playing like boy games. So like we had Melee on the Wii and not Melee, it's Brawl. Brawl's on the Wii.
Brawl,
Melee's
yeah.
on the yeah, sorry. We had a GameCube too, but I didn't touch it when it was on the GameCube. Honestly, I started with Brawl and I used to have to beg my mom to let me play Brawl. And that was like my huge video game awakening, I think, because I played and I played the story mode on Brawl and I was like, yes, this is my
good.
and
good.
From there, you know,
That's the
dude.
best.
I
Yeah.
played a lot of being a kid that was into a lot of movies, specifically superhero movies. I played a lot of licensed movie
Mhm.
games
Yeah.
as a kid.
Yeah.
So I think I recommended Spider-Man game on the first episode. So that brings me back to Spider-Man 2, which
my
also
God.
has a banging game that I used to play.
Yeah.
all
Is that the
day
one that has
long.
like the weird pizza time mini game?
Yes.
Is that yeah, okay.
Delivering pizzas as a 9-year-old made me so happy.
Mhm.
It was so much fun just, swinging around the city and living my fantasy, which I may or may not still have to this day of being a superhero. So,
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
like that game a lot.
Mhm. Yeah, I was a big Game Boy Advanced kid. So I was really into the Lego Star Wars games. That's where
My roommate is nodding his head in agreement. He was also a big Lego Star Wars guy.
Lego Star Wars fans.
Lego Star Wars slaps. Lego
I didn't have
Indiana Jones too. Woo!
Yes.
That
Yes.
slaps.
Adventure Continues, another good one on the Wii.
That slaps. Lego games are always fun.
Yeah, because I never had a console until the Wii, which that was the first console for me.
I had a Nintendo DS and I had Nintendogs and a Barbie game. Because that was all my mom let me have.
Slap.
Did everyone here have Nintendogs for some reason?
Yes.
Yeah.
On like
At some
you
point.
just had it.
Hannah,
for
you didn't
some-
have Nintendogs?
She didn't play
Mhm.
games. She's not a person.
I
That doesn't
had
count.
cats. I had my
She's
brother and
not
I
a
played Call
person.
of Duty and we'd kill each other in the DS. And that was all I did.
Nice.
I had a
Nice.
Call of Duty on the
Yeah, Black Ops.
did.
Black Ops was on DS.
And
Okay,
Modern
great.
Warfare 2. I played that one.
Yeah.
Black Ops was on the DS.
How did it work?
Very
Bad.
poorly.
Good times.
Good times.
Oh wait, was someone like mid
Willis,
story?
I think he was talking about Nintendo.
Yes. Some.
Willis was, I think.
Yeah. I played a lot of Pikmin as a kid.
Oh, my brother likes that game.
That game's a lot of fun. Except it morally destroys you when they die. Because like they have little ghosts and there's a little death sound. And you have like 100 of them, so they die a lot. But I
Very
think that
morbid.
yeah,
Death is
that pushed me into
real.
like I really like strategy games, which is another sociology thing. Because does anyone here play Stellaris?
I do not.
I have played Stellaris. I don't actively play it though. One of my friends is addicted as hell to it though.
I know I've lost.
Willis,
Yeah.
I used to play Civilization a lot in high school. And I thought it was fun to be historical figures and just start world wars, nuclear holocausts, because it was fun, which is probably a little bit more telling than I would like to about my character, but no more psychoanalysis.
Yeah, I can't relate. I always play pacifist, like
Dang.
empires.
Willis, do you enjoy the board game Risk?
Okay. Yeah.
Please say yes, because I've been trying to get the roommates to play it with me since I bought it, and nobody will fucking play it with me.
You don't want to play with me.
I don't care. I just want to play Risk. I don't care how you play the game.
Wait.
Sophie, I am a master of information trading.
I have
for
a
that
pitch.
game.
I have a pitch. 1080C podcast Risk edition. Maybe that should be the live episode where we all play Risk.
You have no idea how many board games I own. We could do a whole board game night.
We should do a game night. I love
board games are great. I'll be gone, but this sounds fun, guys.
You don't live that far away, okay? You can come back.
Andy G is keeping it sexy.
Yeah, it's all right, Crawford. We'll figure out a way. We'll
I'll pick you up.
Skyhook. We'll figure out a way.
Board games too.
I will say, Risk is a time sink. It's a big time commitment.
I'm aware. I used to play in high school.
Oh, okay, cool.
You know what that just remind me of? You know, I feel like there's a few movies that are based on board games.
There are.
Man, I wanted to have the video.
Battleship, best movie.
We'll come back to it.
Shut the up. Battleship is such a terrible movie.
Like Battleship.
My stepbrother used to watch that movie religiously, and he would like rewind it constantly and be like, wow, look at how cool the scene is. And it would just be like ship. And I was just like, wow, that's amazing.
Maybe it was Rihanna. You don't know.
I remember Liam Neeson saying, what is this? Some kind of battleship?
Oh, God.
Yeah, and then everybody cheered. And you're right.
Wait.
That's what I do. I clap.
Was that a real line?
No.
Yeah.
No way. What are we? Some kind of battleship?
What other board game movies are there? I know there's Clue. I've seen the Clue movie.
Yeah,
that's literally it.
I feel like
there's a Candyland movie, but I might be tripping.
Yeah, I think
animated, maybe.
Probably.
I'm surprised there's not a Monopoly movie.
Oh, facts. Yeah.
It's been.
I feel like
rumored for
1080, let's do it.
Oh my
Monopoly
God.
film.
They can't sue all of us.
Wait, yes, they can. They can though. Wait.
No, we're unstoppable.
They can though. Game night. Game night's already done it. We're too late. Game night's beaten us.
Oh yeah, Game Night's a board game movie.
It's a board game. Yeah, it's a board game movie.
But Anthony, you said you wanted to go back to video games. What did you have to?
Well, now you're spotlighting me, and I'm nervous. I now know how it feels, and I don't want to.
Should we psychoanalyze that?
Yes. Say your thing so I can say my thing. Go.
I mean, you can go first. Go for it. Because mine's a couple of things.
The last video game thing, the most important video game experience to me, minus because I played a lot of games on the Game Boy and stuff when I was a kid, but I didn't really get into video games until maybe middle school. And my friends convinced me to get Xbox 360, and I did a lot of that. The most important game ever to me was Bioshock. Playing Bioshock for the first time, and I'm not even going to spoil the twist, because the twist is some of the best video game writing
the twist
you've ever seen. I didn't know it when I first played because I wasn't that big into video game culture, and it blew my mind. It was so good.
We're not going to spoil it, but because Hannah, I think you should play it one day if you have the ability to.
It's so good.
This won't spoil anything, but I think. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Sophie, go ahead.
No. I agree. I think you should play it unspoiled because.
Don't look up any videos or anything.
Bioshock is a perfect example of the writing for it transcends its form, right? It transcends video games. It's just excellent writing. It's such a good way to put in a twist, basically. And it plays with subtext so well, and I think everyone that's into writing and wanting to do something mystery or whatever should just at least read the game, if in some form, if that's possible, or watch a Let's Play or something, because it will teach you so much as a writer. And just
such a lovely.
It's so good.
Was that all of yours, Crawford?
Crawford, what was your opinion on the second Bioshock?
It's it has like slightly better gameplay, and it's not like terrible. I like it. I definitely it's my least favorite of the three. I like Infinite probably more.
Really?
I like Infinite a lot too.
I love Infinite actually.
I know this is a divisive opinion when I get on the internet.
Oh, I love it too. Yeah.
I like it a lot.
I love it, but for different reasons.
Sure, for sure.
I like it.
I like that they tried something new. Like it's completely like
So the reason Infinite had so much issues is because there was so much hype for it, and it was so ambitious, and it went through development hell. But I like the writing of it. I loved the music in it. I loved the art style.
Elizabeth.
The pacing. Elizabeth was.
The best.
We're not going
I
to
know
that
exactly
topic.
what game you're talking about now.
Yeah.
Yes. I can think of the cosplays in my head. I know.
Yeah, you know.
It was
yes.
It was the first time I
blow
got.
Up.
It's the first time I got exposed to Troy Baker as a voice actor, who I fell in love with throughout his career after that, and just such a great game too. Yeah.
I feel like if we're gonna, I know that you have some things to say about video games, but if you would allow me for one moment.
Sure.
No. I'm not taking you away.
Let me check the schedule.
Okay. I'm so sorry.
No, go for it. Go.
I right along with Infinite, music in games is really important to me, and I think one of the companies that does that best is Supergiant Games.
Yes,
they did Bastion, they did Transistor, they did Pyre, and they just did Hades.
And I'm about to start playing
Hades.
So they're literally like, I have like signed limited edition bundles by like their developers because like I love them. Their art styles are fantastic. They do all of their music like by the same people, Darren Korb and Ashley Barrett. It's fantastic. I love them so much. Like, I met them at RTX when I went to RTX, and I cried. Yeah,
that's awesome.
That's nice. That's very awesome.
Yeah,
Anthony, go before I like.
Okay, so I guess like for me, the first game I remember really playing was on. This is gonna date me real hard. So Nintendo 64, Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, and I didn't really play it. I was too young. I couldn't understand controls. Like I would try to, and it would just get frustrating. But my grandfather would play it with me. And when I got like a little bit older, because I didn't beat it, like I can now, where I just binge play a game, right? At a bedtime. But like when I got to the point that I was a little older and I could consistently play it and understand things, I would still get lost and frustrated with like the puzzles and stuff. And my grandpa would like play through at his house and use a VCR and like record the playthrough, and basically would make me a walkthrough. Way before that like was really a thing, mind you. And he would send them to me, and I still have those VHS tapes, like, and they're still like preserved, right? Yeah. And I know it's actually making me emotional. But after that I played Majora's Mask, and I was older at that point, and that game like opened doors for me. Like it introduced
that
me
was my first Legend of Zelda game.
So great. Majora's Mask is one of my favorite games of all time.
I kind of feel like a fraud now because my first Zelda game was Breath of the Wild.
Oh,
interesting.
It's a great first game to play. That's okay.
Mine was Twilight Princess.
Mine was Twilight Princess too.
Mine was Majora's Mask, and then from there I went Ocarina of Time, and then Twilight Princess.
I guess the last thing I wanted to add, because I guess that was like the most wholesome, like biggest emotional impact first game I played. But on top of that, there was a game called The Darkness that came out like Xbox 360. It was based on was it comics or graphic?
It's based off a comic book. I think it's an Image comic book, I think.
Yeah, and that game, real edgy, okay, but the music in it was like, instead of going like full like just like orchestrated music, they aimed for like, they got like a metal band to record all the music, so it was just like heavy riffs the whole time, kind of like Doom, but in my honest opinion a little bit better, a little bit more tasteful, right? And it really just felt like fit the theme more. It was the first game I remember playing that was like, it was open, but it was like in small, like it was like a hub kind of, and so you could explore and do things. And the main character had this like demon that was like attached to them and would like have these like tentacles come out from them, and it was super violent and crazy. And they would talk to him, and they would do this really weird voice. It was like human flesh festus, or something. And it just made this weird off the wall voice acting stuff. It was a really creepy but really awesome and surprisingly wholesome game, because it was all about this main character going on this journey, getting out of hell essentially after dying, and dealing with this demonic power that he was like born with,
he's like trying to save his girlfriend.
Yeah, and he's trying to save her, and I don't think there's no way to play this game anymore other than emulating it, unfortunately.
I think it's on Steam.
No, it's not. I've checked.
The second one is. The second one is,
and it's not that good. So don't.
I own the second one. Oh dang it!
And she and that was the first game I ever played that made me like cry like immensely, other than Harvest Moon: A Wonderful Life. But I cried immensely
for different reasons.
Similar reasons. Like, it introduced me to the concept of death, and then the entire game is like trying to get revenge. And a lot of people, there's a lot of not in controversy, but interpretation. But like, they have the final scene, like he's with his girlfriend and like this semi afterlife, semi hallucination dream after he's basically erased all of New York, like all the crime family, everyone responsible. And they're just, it's this beautiful scene because it's so simple and so cinematic. And he's just laying in her lap on a park bench, and they're just talking, and they're like reminiscing about old times. And it's just really just bittersweet, heartfelt conversation. And at the end of it, and this is when the game cuts to black and credits roll, he just asks if any of this is real, and she just smiles, and that's it. And it like, oh, it was real heavy. Go ahead.
What is this called?
It's called The Darkness.
The Darkness.
I don't think there's a way to play it.
Can you still buy it for 360?
You can, maybe
secondhand.
Yeah, you can do it that way.
Okay.
I wonder how expensive that is, though. I'm gonna look this up.
$20.
Yeah, you can probably get it for 360 if you have a 360, but you probably don't.
I don't know how well it's aged, but at the
maybe
time,
you do.
I do. But it should have been a movie. Anyway,
that ending really got me. I'm intrigued.
Anthony, I remember it, and then for like a brief second when you were describing it, it's like Sonic the Hedgehog game, and then I couldn't unsee the page.
But because I kind of feel bad, Willis. Go ahead. I feel like you've been sitting here for a minute.
I know that. I remember Sonic the Hedgehog. That was like the beginning of just the start of like, also like the beginning of like pick your own adventure games, like New Vegas, Dragon Age, Skyrim. Like those like really opened up storytelling. It's just like playing them now, I'm like, man, this is really impressive. I would kill myself if I had to write all this. Like every single dialogue option in New Vegas. Oh my God.
Yeah. A lot of people work on those games. And they all still hold up really well too.
I still play
Daggerfall. But no, New Vegas, I played through that like I think like a year and a half ago again, and it was so great. So great game.
I think that's probably one of my favorite games because I keep playing it, and it's just like such a
it doesn't get old.
World.
No, it doesn't at all.
Gameplay.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think the gameplay is the thing that's aged the most, but the world design and the like exploration of those games is like, I feel like a lot of games, even still to this day, don't hit the mark on that, and it's always a struggle to. Bethesda just really knows how to make a game that feels alive, not from a technical standpoint, but from just like a like exploration standpoint. I don't know what word to use there, but yeah. I definitely just wandering around running into something, so
I guess Willis, were you done or do you
yeah, I'm done.
I played 3 more personally. Ooh. I played 3 more.
Play New Vegas again.
But to loop it back to games that made me cry. There's only two games that have done that, and they came out further recently. So Spider-Man 2018. Should I spoil the game? or do
I
I
don't
want to?
care. Go for it. I own it and I haven't beaten it, and I probably never will.
So at the very end of the game,
Take your headphones off.
if you want to play this.
Wait.
Yeah, no, I finished it. I loved it.
Okay.
It's like that's
Oh,
definitely one of
okay.
the stories you want to.
So viewers, if you haven't played it, you haven't finished it, you can fast forward past this part. I'm about to spoil some. At the end of the game, Aunt May dies, and I have to send this link in the. I have to send this link in the podcast chat. But that scene, like, I don't know, from a voice acting and like a motion capture perspective, like. I remember playing. I had my first time I've ever had my controller in hand, and I was like, "I'm crying right now." Like this hurts.
Like
I
Miles
guess
Morales' dad too.
Oh,
that hit.
Yeah,
I guess I've been sleeping on this game, huh?
I feel like a lot of maybe it's because like I don't know. It kind of brings me back to being a kid again, being like hopping on PlayStation and playing Spider-Man for 10 hours, just swinging around. It's a great game. That's one. Number two, I made a whole video about this game. So Persona 5, especially.
I haven't beaten it, and I know that's criminal, but hear
15
me out.
hours in.
Just started. It's so damn long. Okay, and then they re-released it.
I've beaten it 4 times.
That's 80 hours times 4. What the heck?
So when I was in community college, I was very alone. You know, I didn't know anybody.
I get it.
So playing Persona 5 was almost like I don't know, building bonds. It was almost like having friends.
Yeah, it was. I get it.
And like I remember, I think this was like the beginning of spring semester, my freshman year. I finished it for the first time, and the scene where they're like, "All right, we're gonna take you back home now, Joker." I remember I had to sit for a minute, and the music started. I was like, "Damn, bro, I'm going through it." Like even thinking about it now, I'm getting a little emotional here, you know, because like
I'm trying
to
think of a video game that made me cry, and like I genuinely don't know.
Yeah, it does not.
Red Dead Redemption 2 got me. It was my horse.
Oh, dude, that scene, man.
I had that horse the whole game. Like,
see, I feel like Rockstar games I don't really get. Maybe it's because I'm like Grand Theft Auto.
You thing. Yeah.
I'm just that is a me
thing, Trevor.
But I don't know. Well, Red Dead 2, Red
Dead 2 is a bit different than their other games, though.
Yeah.
But circling back to Persona 5,
so sorry.
you know, that game felt like having friends, and I was like, damn. I remember like I used to, we loved it. We loved to see it. I beat the original game 3 times, and I beat Royal once, and it's just a game. I feel like I come back to it every now and then.
Have you played Persona 4 Golden at all?
It is sitting in my Steam library as we speak.
Okay, listen to me. Okay, so I think Persona 5 is a lot better in terms of like
gameplay.
Gameplay for sure. Yeah. Something about maybe it's just because I played Persona 4 first, and like I know that's like a thing, right?
That's what I hear. Like
Persona 4, the music in that game, they have this like it's like a jazz like technical pop, and it's just so it's basically like ska, basically.
See,
if anyone remembers that genre.
See, our longtime viewers will understand, because if they know, I put Persona music at the very end.
Which I have to take out every single time, Trevor.
That's funny. Yeah.
Oh, this is great, but it's also copyright, and I just.
Oh, damn! Wait, so we got copyright claim for that before? Oh,
he's gone.
Okay.
Copyright.
Wait, we got copyright claim for that before?
We didn't, but basically the entire channel was getting copyrighted striked from other people making other content like that. And every time it would come up for us, I would just be like, I would just know. I would just cut it, mute. I really liked it though. I think the first time I didn't expect it, so I was caught off guard, and I was like,
"That's really funny."
Very good game.
they're already on a roll. They just need to put it on Steam with 4 and 3 that's coming.
See,
out.
I
And
have
so-
I just had to give my brother this because he was like, I need a legal emulation folder for Persona 3.
I need a totally legal way to play a video game.
didn't like Persona 3, mind you, but that's because I played it on the PS Vita, and so was the PSP version. And it wasn't very fun. But I just real quick thing to add about Persona 4 Gold, and then I'll throw it back to you, and you can continue with Persona 5. So the music's really good in that game, and Persona 5 is way more stylish, though. I'll give it that for sure. Though I love that game. But Persona 4 Golden, like, it is shorter than 5, but it's still pretty lengthy as far as a game goes, right?
Yeah.
But because it's a little shorter, I feel that it hits that friendship dynamic stuff a lot harder, and that game made me cry too, like the end of it, for similar reasons to you, plus some story stuff that I'm not gonna talk about.
I heard this was really good. I had a friend who played it. She was like,
it's really good. I highly recommend playing that game eventually.
That's what everybody has been telling me for months.
The anime sucks though. Don't bother, Hannah. Yeah.
I did. I
you watched Persona 4 Gold, like Persona 4's anime?
No, I'm not.
Do people like anime like unironically?
No.
I just was like,
yes.
So much anime. I was like, why don't I watch it as well?
Yes.
It's not that it's weird. It's weird watching it because like the characters doing stuff that
it's weird in that way. So I kind of had like background noise. I was like, I wanted to see if they do anything fun.
Yeah.
For sure. Plus, I don't know about 5, but I know Persona 4 like had multiple endings, and so watching it's almost like the
it does. Persona 5 Royal. Oh, I'm not gonna spoil that. Did I lag? Here we go. We are lagging.
I feel like I have to write an essay about.
Okay, I'm back.
Notes.
I vanished in 5. I vanished into thin air. Now I'm back.
Yeah, you're back, and I'm putting a stop on the Persona.
I don't know. I'm never gonna ever. Oh my god!
It just put it simply. It's some real weird.
Going.
And
I play The Walking Dead Telltale game.
Yeah,
I did.
While he's frozen.
That movie.
Other games that made me cry. The Last of Us Part 1 and 2.
I still need to play those.
The Walking Dead video games did make me cry. I will say that. Oh God, man.
Yeah. Sadly,
because I remember being like 10 or 11, and I was like, "Yo, mom, let me get this point and click game," and then I having like, I don't know, preteen life crisis, going through it, like picking choices, like who lives or dies or stuff like that. And I was like, damn, I don't know how I feel about this.
Going off of you having friends or not having friends and playing Persona 5. Sorry. When I was like super down and out and like I wasn't talking to like anybody in high school, I played a lot of dating sims, and it's not something that I'm proud of, but I played a and I like 100%ed them. So I did like all possible routes, and then like also like the mystery routes, and that you should never start that rabbit hole. It's so bad.
I can relate because I used to play those in middle school.
Hell yeah.
Like the Flash, I used to go on like this Newgrounds. Yo, let me play a dating sim because I am.
See, you know,
bored.
I was down bad because I was buying them off Steam, bro. That's how you know I was suffering.
You paid money for them?
Yeah, I did.
Ooh.
And then like there was one that was like a Korean dating sim that was like on your phone, and like the characters would like actually text you in like real time. So like you would have to stay up because it was in Korean time zone to like not miss the text message from your Korean man. And it was like fucking,
very good.
Yeah, like I was like lonely. So like
damn.
Hell yeah.
See, and I thought I was. This is the last time I'm talking about Persona. I thought I was down bad when I was like, damn, I went on a date in Persona. I feel so great now.
Tone is so
I was
wholesome, though. So.
I was out here staying up 12 hours past my bedtime for a Korean man who didn't exist.
Scandalous.
Robert's like, okay.
Psychoanalyzing. Anyway.
What is the next topic so we can get this?
Time to move on.
This is a hit topic, though. Come on.
Video games are cool.
These are some hit topics.
Bioshock and Resident Evil. That's my
Oh,
Music that
Resident
changed
Evil's good.
us.
I recommended
Music?
Resident Evil 2 the last episode. Actually, I'm trying to.
We can talk about music.
Ooh, yeah. Who are you guys' favorite musicians?
Oh,
I always wanted to know this.
We can't do this for me because everybody makes fun of me all the time.
I'll go.
Hey Sophie, we'll be on the same train. It'll be
That's
okay.
right. Never mind. Crawford's also.
Wait, do y'all listen to like indie rock bands a lot?
We listen to this Midwest.
So-
Yeah. So
Hey, that's-
yes.
Can I tell them what
What
happened
do you
Saturday?
normally call it,
Yes.
Sophie?
Actually,
What's
wait.
the-
Hold on. Willis and I were in the car. Hold on. He has to tell you the story because it was
Yeah.
very
Yeah, so after I dropped off the wheelchair for Anthony like 2 hours early, I went
Don't
to go
phrase
pick
it
up
like that.
Sophie.
That's not what happened, you know.
I knew you would be there. I know you're there on Saturdays, Anthony. I know your schedule. Like, I went to go help her get like her like backlights from the mechanic. It's like, okay. Then I was scrolling through my songs. I just put it on random. It's like, I wonder which song Sophie will like. And it's one of like the songs I listened to when I was like 16 about like anarchist, squeaky, whiny voice emo guy who's like rapping about like how bad the government is. And then
What is
Sophie
this?
says, and you make fun of my music. It's like, that's literally what you play in your car. It's like,
Bad boy music.
I know.
I'm down bad. I know that I listen to the music of a male manipulator, and I choose to, bro.
Yeah.
I
He's
have-
got the
I have a-
vinyl.
And not the modern baseball vinyls.
Oh my god. Wait.
What?
Oh, hold on. Let me grab my vinyls.
Damn.
American football?
I have vinyls in the
I-
closet, but I don't want to leave the show and get them.
I don't have vinyls.
RC.
But
Hey, I actually. Do you want to hear my big music flex?
yeah.
Everybody ready for it? I own an original White Album by the Beatles on vinyl.
Wow. Okay. I'm gonna
I
throw
own
these
an
away.
original Phil Oaks. Suck my
Hold on.
I'm gonna throw these away now.
Hannah, do you have vinyls?
Worthless.
I do, but it's like movies. I have Jaws, and I have
Am I the
So
only
wait,
one without
Hey,
vinyls?
Wait,
hey,
You
that's
just be
what I'm
vibing
talking
out to
about.
movie scores, Anna?
I've seen
You
them
just-
live. They're
Well,
great.
like on vinyl, I don't like they're so expensive, and I never know like what albums are for bands that I like because it's just like scattered. So I'm like, I love the entire Jaws soundtrack.
That's
Yes.
That makes
actually
sense.
that's actually pretty cool. Actually,
The
That's a-
Beetlejuice one
that's
is
a
what I
cool
want to
idea.
get so badly. It's
Except for the rest of us.
I want the
What are you saying?
Interstellar soundtrack on
That's
vinyl.
what he's
That'd be
saying.
crazy.
Yes.
I
Like-
want
I also
vinyl.
have the Magic Mystery Tour.
Hey.
swaggy. Damn, now I want to
and-
flex.
I have
Oh god.
this Ringo Starr thing.
Of course.
My
I have
grandfather gave me
CDs.
all of his.
I have CDs too.
I have CDs too. I have CDs too. It's okay.
Yeah, I also have fucking CDs.
It's okay. We have stuff
I'll
here.
have them just casually next to my PC,
Well,
but
Jimmy
Come on now. That's
Hannah,
let's-
if you like movie soundtrack vinyls, do you want this one? I don't know what it is, but my grandfather gave it to me when he gave me all the Beatles ones.
I don't know either, but sure, I'll take it.
Is that Dazed and Confused?
Yeah, this is
soundtrack?
the only movie soundtrack I own because Dazed and
Nice.
Confused has like one of the best soundtracks.
See,
to this
I
movie, too.
want the
Pretty
Boogie
cool.
Nights soundtrack so bad because I like that movie a lot.
they
Mhm.
just released. Okay, they just released the Her score on vinyl, and that's one I really
Ooh.
want.
See, that's
badly.
awesome.
I want it so badly. Yeah, it's you can
I
look it up.
cry myself to sleep while listening to that.
They
I don't-
because they didn't
That's
release
something.
it with the movie when it came out, and they just and then you can also get it digital for the first time ever. They released it
What?
as an album finally many years later. So go try to get yourself a copy. It's pretty cool. I want one.
What was I about to say? I
Can I
That
take
is a
money, though?
movie that makes me cry every single time. And like ugly.
Damn, what
There
is
was a
up
movie
with
I
me
slept on, and
down
then
bad?
Crawford forced me to watch, and I loved it.
I love the cinematography.
When did I force you to watch it?
I mean, you didn't force me. It wasn't like you held a gun against my head, but you were like, "Listen, this
It's my
movie's
second favorite
fantastic.
movie. I love it so much.
What's
See,
your favorite?
actually, I have a pretty good story.
Eternal
about
Sunshine of the Spotless
Sunshine
Mind.
of the
Hannah,
Spotless
you
Mind,
know
yeah,
this.
I feel like I have a pretty good story about when I watched her for the first time. So this was during the Down Bad arc, which you could honestly say was just my entire.
Okay, listen to me.
My,
I'm getting concerned, and I'm making notes because you're referring to stages of your life as arcs, and that's a very anime thing to do.
I mean, that's what he's going for. That's what he's doing. Yes.
Listen,
Correct.
the story arcs are constantly progressing, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what this arc is called now, but it'll have a title later on. But that was during the Down Bad arc where I was like, damn, I'm lonely and I'm depressed. So I used to watch like 3 movies on repeat. I used to watch 500 Days of Summer.
Oh my God.
Over and over again.
Oh no. Oh no. You should watch it again. It has not aged.
I watched it a few months ago when my
Yeah.
mental state was better. And I was like, damn.
The only like redeemable scene is the exception versus reality. Like that scene still works really well.
When I was in my Down Bad arc, that hit a little too close to home. You know? But
listen, hold on real quick before you move on. 500 Days of Summer. I had a girl that was like, I was in this like toxic relationship thing with, and she broke it off the like moment after we finished watching that movie. Like made me watch it. She's like, listen, this is a heavy movie. Like, and we just broke it off. I was like, oh,
wow. That like, what else? I watched that at 2 a.m. because I was like, damn, I need some. So I watched it and I was like, I'm down bad again.
My crisis movies were her and Lady Bird.
Ooh.
Bird's a good one.
Now I just watch happy movies, you know, like La La Land. Even though
Willis, Lady Bird is on your list of female film people movies, isn't it?
Lady Bird's quite good.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
very good.
Film girl movies.
Yeah, Lady Bird.
It's a great movie. Like you got the film bros and then you got the film girls.
It's the mother. My favorite part of the movie is the mother. Mother's great. Their relationship.
I think the film girls are honestly cooler to talk to than the film bros.
I mean,
I
don't
want to talk about Taxi Driver for 3 hours, but I'll talk about
Let's
Lady
Bird. Taxi Driver is a great movie. I mean, Taxi Driver, Fight Club.
That's Joker, right?
God. No.
Yeah, Joker.
Yeah,
Joker,
Taxi Driver is a
baby.
remake of Joker.
Jesus.
Yeah, let's go. Best movie.
Fight Club. I feel bad because I like Fight Club a lot.
It's
a decent movie.
good. I like 7 more, but you know that's just
7's really good.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd go with the dragon tattoo.
That's
That's a left field
David
pick. No, that's not.
It's David
That's-
Lynch. What? No, wait, not David
Girl
Lynch.
with the dragon
David
tattoo.
Fincher.
Fincher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I never
That's a
know what
left
he
field pick.
actually looks like, but like
He was at the Oscars last night. I think.
Trevor, less than 10 million people watch the Oscars.
Yeah.
You think I was one of those?
It's on the decline.
I must listen. I was really bored, so I was in a this is off topic as hell. I was in a people were like, Trevor, we know you care about movies. Scream the Oscars for us in the voice chat. So I did that, and everybody was like, I don't know half of these movies that are on here, and I was like, damn, you guys are missing out.
Mm-hmm.
But
Trevor, have you watched Sleeping with Other People?
I have not. I feel like I have when I was younger, or like I caught my parents watching it or something.
It came out in like 2015.
I have not seen it. I'll put it on the list.
That's a good rom-com. That isn't
wait.
toxic.
This this runs back to another topic. What are some movies that really make you cry? Off top. Let's go with that.
Okay, so a movie that makes me cry, but maybe not for the reasons you think. Sex and the City 2. Okay, so here's the thing about Sex and the City 2. I had to watch it for Middle Eastern cinema class. Think about that for a second. It's a
Take place in the Middle East?
It does. an hour into the movie. It's almost a 3-hour movie. It's almost a 3-hour movie. It's the most unfunny thing you've ever seen in your life. And the whole reason I watched the dang thing was because they go to the Middle East like an hour and 10 minutes in, and it makes me cry from pain and suffering. Oh my God, it's so bad. And that's not just because I'm not like, apparently the show is like 10 times better. Like even fans of the show hate the movies. Like even the fans like hate those movies. It's so good. It makes me cry from pain.
I think.
Fun fact: my cousin was almost one of the boyfriends on Sex and the City.
Ooh.
Like he was offered the role, but he turned it down because his dad's a pastor.
Wow.
Because he was like he was a star baseball player, and he's like 6'4". He's like he's ripped.
So he was going to be the sex and not the city.
Why haven't you introduced me to your cousin?
It was going to be the city.
He's married and has 2 kids.
That's okay.
Sophie.
Are we?
I know the Korean man still hasn't texted back.
Are we advocating
for
infidelity on the podcast?
I was going for more of a homewrecker, but
infidelity, yes, he's correct.
Infidelity.
That's not cool, man.
So moving on.
What was I about to say? Speaking of
movie that made someone cry. That was the topic you said.
Okay. Back to what I was speaking of movies that made me cry recently. I watched When Harry Met Sally for the 3rd time on New Year's, and I was like, "Damn, I'm alone."
Why do you do this?
I don't know.
Why do you?
I don't know. I don't know. I think it's like I feel like it's something as a kid. Like I'm like a hopeless romantic.
Yeah, same.
I understand.
I was there.
I watch these movies and try to like. I get so attached to it because I'm like, damn, like life can be like this, you know?
Right.
But
sort of. But
let's not psychoanalyze me anymore.
I will say that a movie that makes me cry every time in a less like serious is like The Little Prince. That's a good little kid movie. That shit always makes me that shit always hurt when he like
Why'd you remind me of that?
I know, I full on like sob every time I watch that movie. I cannot be left alone. Not even like the sad part either. Like I'll cry during the happy part too, because I just like, ugh, and like it's so hard. It's such a good one. It's so cute.
That movie has like one of the best trailers I've ever seen.
Thanks.
Whoever edited those, bro, you destroyed me psychologically. Just the trailer alone made me cry.
They're listening right now.
Man, this conversation now makes me actually remember a video game that I've cried during.
Wait.
Silent Hill 2. Makes me cry every time. I don't know why.
I talked about it before, but Me and Earl and the Dying Girl always makes me cry.
Mm-hmm.
I will never not cry at that.
Good job.
Interstellar is the only one that's coming to my mind right now. I don't think it's like the one that's ever like hit me the hardest, but I do remember ugly crying like towards the end of that film.
Yeah.
And then the Iron Giant and the Brave Little Toaster as well.
Ooh, what? Hey, hold on, pause, hold on, time out. What do you cry at the Brave Little Toaster?
I haven't seen it in a long time, but I remember like there's like a
It's not sad. You know what's really up about the Brave Little Toaster? That little toaster doesn't do shit. It's on the rest of the little toaster just sits there. I have some really heated.
It's a very interesting way of manifesting your sadness, Sophie.
The Brave Little Toaster, I rewatched those movies and I was like, damn, this toaster doesn't. Why is it about him?
You're right. I can't dispute that.
Yep. Poor little Brave Little Toaster. I haven't seen that movie since I was a kid.
Sorry.
Interesting.
That's my rant about the Brave Little Toaster.
That's my TED Talk.
Also, I don't remember the end of Maybe it's just that I haven't seen Interstellar in so long, but I also I had to pee during that movie.
Oh,
You
So-
probably missed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. I don't pee during movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
right.
I don't
neither.
want to miss anything. So I probably was just so focused on not pissing my pants at that point at the end of the movie
Yeah.
that I just
Oh.
tuned it out.
Me when I watched
so
Spider-Man Homecoming.
it's ultimately oh god. It's the thing that always gets me. It's almost this like spiritual-esque like experience where it's messing with like metaphysical, like time is not a reality thing, and it's just like I'm not a religious person, but it's almost like a religious manifestation of like science and like
that.
I'm just being a circle, and like the dad like basically sees his daughter as as an old woman, but also has this like moment where he's going through a black hole. Wait, I should probably stop. Is it okay if I spoil this movie? I'm so sorry.
It's like 6 years old at this point.
Yeah, cool, whatever. Guys, then. So I'm just going through a black hole, and there's like sweeping, beautiful, like that. The soundtrack of that movie is just excellent and sweeping, beautiful, and he's basically stretching through time, and he's like not just getting glimpses, but he's almost like interacting with like moments from his past of raising his daughter, like his child that he hasn't seen, and like grow up or anything because he traveled. And
I think when you speak of that, like the spiritual aspect, like that reminds me of the afterlife scene in the Tree of Life, where you can interpret it as like they're on the beach, and like he's seeing his like parents as they were, and like everybody's linking up with their families, kind of like an idea of what the afterlife is like. And I remember maybe that's why I like that movie so much. It kind of like it feels like a spiritual experience watching it. But yeah, that's what it reminded me of when you said
you saying that made me really dawn on the one that, and I won't talk about it at length or explain it. Cloud Atlas.
Oh, I
Has
haven't
anyone
seen that
film.
That's
Friday
what
film.
Wachowski's movie.
Again, for the
He
same,
really
for the
likes that
same
movie.
reasons I was
Okay,
saying,
the ending.
like
Now I remember
just the thematics of like love, like transcending like this life, like right. It's like it's just a very out there concept for me, and it's just like, damn, that's poetic and beautiful.
Some very touching stuff. All right.
World War I story really got me. Man, I have to go up to walk after like remembering all these sad movies. Like
Wait.
I looked at my IMDb and I have two that had. I made a list of movies that made me cry. So I got Paddleton. Did anyone watch Paddleton?
No, I know
With
what
Mark Duplass and Ray Romano. That movie makes me cry. That movie hits hard for no reason. It's just about like two friends, and like one's about to die of cancer, so he chooses to take medicine to kill himself rather than go through chemo again.
Fuck.
Actually,
Yeah, I don't think I could go into a movie like that. Honestly, I think I would.
Like, and then Sunshine. That movie's really beautiful, and it's like, damn.
Sunshine, Danny Boyle.
Yeah, the Danny Boyle one. That one.
Right.
Except for the 20 minutes that we don't talk about.
I kind of, sure.
Pivoting back. Oh, Hannah, what was your pick? Where's your pick?
Yeah.
I cry over a lot of things.
Right.
But like in this past year, like 14 Years Prior, I cried for Marriage Story. I always cry for La La Land.
God.
I cry for almost every animated movie though. Like I was watching the Oscars last night because I was one of the under 10 million. But like Onward, I cried during Onward. I cried during Soul. I lost my mind over Coco. I just like Inside Out. I cry. I cry over everything. So I can't decide.
I will say I do have like a controversial one for crying. I believe Mother, not the South Korean
Talking
film.
about
Darren Aronofsky with Jennifer Lawrence, Javier Bardem.
Yes,
I never got to see
that one.
And it got pretty hard.
Yeah, people because he went into it like this is going to be the greatest piece of cinema of all time, and it's fantastic because I wrote the word, and then it was just like then the film just came to me, and it's like this so
like that. I will say.
Yeah, and it's also it's apparently. I heard most people's main problems was that it was really on the nose because it's very much allegorical Adam and Eve like retelling, and a lot of people didn't think it was smart.
No, nobody knew what was happening, and like anybody I watched it with, I was like, I had to explain like what was going on in it. But like something about just like the relationship dynamic, and then like at the end where he's like, I gave you everything, and she's like, I gave you everything, but it was never enough, and you're just like, oh yes she did, and like it just gets me.
Dude, Boss Baby, y'all watch Boss Baby? Make it to
Shut
the end.
I was about to say Big Daddy makes me cry with Adam
You
Sandler.
cry at the end of
Oh
Boss
wait, no, that dude Click made me sub.
Yeah, Click.
Adam Sandler.
Wait. Speaking of,
That's a
Oh god, no,
That hit the memory.
Speaking of which, Willis, you reminded me of something. You were talking about a movie where like somebody has cancer. That
Yeah.
Here's the plot thickens. Maybe this is where my hopeless romantic past comes back.
Are you about to say
Now
the
you're
Fault in
analyzing
Our
Hi,
yourself.
Stars?
I'm John Green.
No, not that one. A different one.
Good.
When I was like in middle school in 8th grade, I had an English teacher, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna make you guys read A Walk to Remember by Nicholas Sparks." And
Nice.
I remember being like 12, and I was like, "Man, this is really cute and wholesome. I like this, man." And then the girl has cancer, and I'm like, "Yo, I can't deal with this." Then he made us watch the movie, and it hurt even more. So I was like, "Man,
We read Bridge to Terabithia in my
Okay, no,
5th grade class.
That's sad. No, that's
Talk about ruining a child's life,
that's sad.
setting
That
him
is-
up,
yeah,
and then the year after that with Old Yeller. Are you kidding me, bro?
yeah, yeah. Yes, 100% on that book.
Are we talking about books that made us cry now? Is that what we're doing? I'm down.
Yes.
I got two.
Okay, let's broaden that. What kind of stories make
I'm like,
y'all cry?
Bad
I
ones.
think I already kind of
It's-
said mine, right?
Like mine, or like
That's
the
a good one.
friendship
Yeah.
ones? Like that weird bond you kind of get.
Pretty much any coming of age story will get me. Yeah.
yeah,
Like
I
you-
think it's parent related for me a lot. It's friendship related for me a lot. I'm really like animal sympathetic too, so like that hit me. But also it has to be a certain type of coming of age story to get
Same.
me.
Yeah,
Because
for sure.
Lady Bird is a very specific type of coming of age, I think, as like, and the genre itself can kind of be exhausting sometimes.
I
Eighth
feel-
grade is great though.
Crawford, what is yours? I'm gonna put you on the spot.
I don't really have like a genre of story
Like,
that
What hits home for you?
because it all just depends on how it. Mostly, it's not like a type of genre or anything. It's mostly how it's like shown.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
like
Okay.
the way like Eternal Sunshine like is constructed, like the beginning change, like the way it changes over the course, and you learn new stuff, and rewatching it changes everything that comes before it, makes it like really
Okay.
impactful and interesting. I don't have really any like.
You don't have like that soft spot that's like
Not really. I guess I will piggyback off the coming of age story stuff is really important to me. I don't cry necessarily, but like I love 8th grade, and it makes me
I
sad.
still need to see
That
it. I've
movie
heard it's
gave
really
me
good.
secondhand anxiety. It brought me back.
Yeah.
that's
PTSD.
I couldn't finish it, dude. I got to the point where she was like gonna practice giving
I've
and I was like, I can't do this.
I've seen it 4 times, and I
The
love
part
it.
where she was at the party with like the kids very clearly did not want her to be there. It gave me so much PTSD.
Yeah.
I
But, like,
couldn't take it.
Right.
What's really good about those is that because it's in a movie, it's like sort of distant from us, because we remember when we were in middle school and it was like the worst times of our lives, hormones everywhere, the most confusing thing, and you watch coming of age movies and it almost makes all that pain that you went through kind of worth it. It makes you feel good that you survived it at least.
Oh.
And that's
Huh?
what's kind of beautiful
Yeah.
about coming of age movies for me.
What was it?
I
about?
love that you get that out of that.
Yeah.
However,
It makes it somewhat worth it. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna disagree with like, because like I see that, but that's not for me, because that doesn't make
Yeah.
like coming of age stories kind of make me bored.
Sure.
Hmm.
Except for
Right,
Godzilla,
it has
that
to
guy
be-
and girl.
You've also lived that experience. I mean, I like Boyhood.
Like, I don't know.
Boyhood is
fucking
very
hate-
good.
I fuck,
it's a certain type of coming of age. It's
But, like-
it's got to be
I think
I don't know.
it's a coming of age, but also more than that. I think.
but those don't like hit it for me. I don't really get sad from like coming of age stories. They're just like, eh.
It's less sad and more just like
Just bittersweet usually, right?
They don't make me emotional. I don't know.
Sure.
That's fine. I mean,
Like,
I honestly think that in Lady Bird, for me, what gets me more than the coming of age part of it is the relationship with the mom.
parental
Yes,
stuff.
100%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's tough for me because like
See, going back to I guess parental stuff. I don't know if you guys watched the movie Honey Boy on Amazon Prime
No, yeah,
by Alma Harrell.
We started watching it.
It was written by Shia LaBeouf,
Yeah.
by the way.
Mhm.
oh,
And I
my
think
man.
that movie made me, for the first time, I don't ugly cry at movies. It's always like the single tear. But I don't know, because it's a movie about like a kid's relationship with his dad, and his dad is going like through some shit.
We
And
watched.
I have seen Honey
We
Boy.
watched.
It was really
Yeah,
good. Yeah.
I watched. Yeah.
I got to the end, and I was like, man, this has caused me to think about too much stuff right now. I can't deal. So yeah, it was a good movie though. I feel like it's either the stuff like that, like parental stuff. Oh, did I lag?
He's frozen again.
Yeah.
Hannah, what about you?
Oh,
What
he's back.
what movies hit you?
Yeah.
You've been like
So-
quiet.
If we do genre, it's like stuff that's tragic. So like that's like very, but like for like Orpheus and Eurydice, like the whole like when it's like, oh, someone just turned away, like it's just very like where it's like, oh, this could have happened, but or this would have been like, okay, I'm gonna give me 20 seconds, okay, and then I'm gonna stop talking about it. This isn't film related, but like Attack on Titan, the manga ended this month, like on the 9th, and like the end of that, real bad. I'm not gonna.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'm not gonna spoil it. Exactly. But like I've been like working on how to deal with it, but like and at the end it reduces kind of like you. It's like the relationships between like people, I guess. So like the very end of it comes down to like the main 3 characters, and like that's what like broke me, and like that's what it's just like relationships between people, and it just when it's really tragic, it just like unhinges me because like especially in like with Orpheus and Eurydice, which that's applicable to like Moulin Rouge and Portrait of a Lady on Fire and some films.
Yeah.
But it's just like the whole like that is the story. There is no changing what happened. That is what happened, and you just have to live with this bittersweet like, and that just
Have you watched Manchester by the Sea?
I have not.
Oh, you just literally described like that genre.
I have to watch it.
That's
then.
another movie that made me cry. Except Casey Affleck, kind of weird to watch him now.
Damn.
Yeah.
But
That's how I feel when I watch. Well, I can't really watch Baby Driver anymore.
Yeah, dude.
that
Full of
Mm.
I never saw it, so I don't
It's cool.
know if I.
But
It's a really good movie.
it's a summer movie. Like
yeah,
It's not as good as Hot Fuzz or Scott Pilgrim, but it's good.
it's
yeah.
good. What was I about to say?
My genre.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay. I guess I don't have like specific genre. I mean, besides like what you guys touched on. Certain types of coming of age films, especially ones with like those bittersweet endings where kind of like what you touched on with Persona 5, where the friends leave each other and it's very sad. And then movies that always make me feel like small and insignificant, like bigger picture, high concept stuff. They make me emotional, not just because it's like some of them do sad things. It's just like awe inspiring. And I think awe is like usually what gets me the hardest.
Did you cry at the Truman Show?
I don't. Have I seen the Truman Show?
I'm a little.
You have
Oh.
had.
I don't think I have.
you-
It's so good.
There's
It's weird.
It's so
I
good.
don't think I've seen it. No, I
Damn.
don't think so.
that's.
I'll watch Truman Show after I finish my animation project at 5 a.m.
You do that.
Hey, listen, I'll be
sure.
clocking into work at 5 a.m. so you can just.
I'll let you
fucking
know.
text
I'll
me
hit you
a
up.
review. Yeah.
But I guess wait, has everybody else gone?
I was just gonna
Yeah,
also
go
touch
ahead,
on
Trevor.
the romance
Or-
stuff, but yeah. go
no,
for it.
Anthony.
Yeah,
finish.
I guess Oh, go ahead. Finish.
Finish,
No,
Anthony.
I mean
Talk
it was
about the
basically what you
romance.
said. The hopeless romantic, like the bitter. You said La La Land for something earlier, and that movie me up because like the realistic sad romance movie stuff that hurts
Yeah.
so hard because I think for me
Mhm.
I've just experienced that kind of stuff so many times. Like La La Land was just like, damn, dude. Like, you.
I feel bad when I first watched La La Land. I was like, damn, am I Sebastian? Oh, because like I felt there was a time in my life where it's a little pretentious, you know. So I'm probably gonna cut this out anyway. But yeah.
Changed? What?
Damn.
Sorry.
I will say also in that vein, I did cry
I love
at
you. It's okay.
Whiplash.
Whiplash?
Whiplash is so good.
That one got
I
me.
like it better, but that's just me.
Marriage Story always
I
got me
cried over Marriage. It was
so
so
hard.
Yeah.
I mean, I sobbed so much, and that's for one, like it was such a realistic depiction of divorce. Like I remember my parents' divorce, and it was just traumatic experience watching that movie.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I think to round it out, I guess with myself, I have the Criterion too. Yeah.
Sorry.
I think to round it out with myself, it's just I don't know. Bigger picture stuff. It always it just gets me to think a lot. I guess. Like I don't know. Sometimes like 4 a.m. thoughts. Like damn, why am I existing?
Same.
Why do I hate this?
Like stuff like
who
that.
really am I in the big picture? The grand scheme.
Yeah. Stuff like
Tadpole
that.
in the pond.
Like stuff like that, or like back to the hopeless romantic stuff. That always gets me. I'm not gonna go into further detail why, because I don't need to.
I get you.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. I guess I like romance in movies a little bit too much, and if like La La Land at the very end, like I remember when I finished that at like 2 a.m. I was like, I can't deep right now.
But that happened to me too. Actually, it was like 2 or 3 in the morning. I was just like broken.
I restarted it. I was like, all right, I gotta rewatch.
I watched Whiplash alone the first time I saw it, and I literally I broke down. It was so bad for me.
Just because Whiplash gets me so upset.
But we're clocking in at almost at 2 hours. God damn.
Remember that time, Trevor, when I messaged you and was like, hey, is it cool if I only stick around for 30 minutes? And you were like, yeah.
Here's the thing. We're going to have to cut out 20 minutes of that anyway. So really.
Yeah.
Well, it was a good talk, right?
I feel like there's enough here. So
I think you should rename it to like emotional podcast. Like just emo
we're just talking about
La La Land, 5 out of 10
traumas.
5
Stop.
out of 10? Really?
5. It's okay.
I'm kind of. I think the soundtrack for La La Land is really good.
I am inclined to. I'd probably rate it a little higher, but I'm inclined to agree with you. I think the reason that film is memorable to me is just the ending and just how it affected me. But that does not mean that I think it was like a fantastic movie or anything. So
I honestly didn't cry at La La Land. I didn't think it was that sad.
I don't know what to say.
Yeah, I know. I didn't. Not to on you. I think it's valid. You can cry at whatever you would like to cry at. But like for me, I just for me, I was just like, I was sitting there and I was like, damn, this is such a toxic relationship. Like what the like, just support each other. And so like I was just like completely out of it.
Did you feel the same way about Marriage Story then?
I didn't finish Marriage Story. I got 5 minutes into Marriage Story and they started the marriage started to fall apart, and I was watching it alone and I was like, this is not a movie that I should watch alone. And then I never came back to it.
Sophie, I think I was texting you when that happened, and actually you me up because you were mentioning it and I decided to watch it that night, and I remember texting you just being like, I am a sobbing mess right now.
Wow. Sophie recommends it to you, you finally watch it, but when offer comes around, it's like,
hey, let's get one thing clear. I did not recommend it. I was like, I tried to
Sophie
start
didn't
it and I
recommend it.
well, I did. I watched it like the first day it came out because I knew it was coming.
Me too.
Everyone watched this thing, and then
I have like no interest to watch Marriage Story.
It's
like,
okay.
Yeah,
no,
at this point,
I like
me
it.
neither.
It's really pretty. If anything, like it's great exercise in filmmaking.
Yeah, I definitely agree. But so I don't hold you guys here any longer. I think we should wrap up. So our longtime viewers, of course, know Why wouldn't they? You know, we're a worldwide brand, of course.
You could be. I'll talk to you about something after.
We are, but you know, we do a segment here where we recommend something, anything. Doesn't have to be a movie. It can be honestly whatever. It can be a bar soap, lotion, skincare routine. It doesn't matter.
What's our oyster? My God.
Just remembered regular shows ending. That made me cry too much.
Dang.
I'm sorry.
Going
I
back.
just remembered it.
Going back to our recommendation. So I'll just open the floor because I don't want to go first. Anybody have anything to recommend?
You know what? This is going to be a recommendation that might take a little bit because we're still winding down on the pandemic stuff. But whenever you can and whenever they open back up again, I recommend going to the Nickelodeon Theater. It's a beautiful, wonderful place. Wonderful times. It's a lovely environment.
I want to go there so bad.
You came right at the wrong moment. I've been there so many times. It's so good.
Crawford, I got you. We'll
I was going to see Parasite when I got back from Michigan and then COVID hit.
Yeah.
Damn.
Once it opens again, I recommend going there. It's a beautiful, beautiful.
It's the only 35. It's only like theater that shows 35 millimeter that I could find in South Carolina. So I was like, I have to go. And then COVID came in the way, and it was like,
yeah,
psych.
I hope they survive. I think they will, but
I think they will.
Life is scary.
Yeah.
Okay.
They still do virtual cinemas. Anyway, that's my recommendation.
My recommendation is going to be, as the semester ends, that you take a little weekend to relax and unwind. This semester has been very tough, very awful, very back-to-back. Just take a breather.
You're making me emotional. Please stop.
No time. Can't breathe.
It's been a hard time.
Times.
Who's next?
Okay. Trevor specifically. I recommend, again, the second time on this podcast, watching The Leftovers on HBO Max.
I'm almost done with Sopranos, so I'll have it next up.
For those that don't know, The Leftovers is very good, and it's only 3 seasons long, and second season is really phenomenal. First season's really damn depressing. If you like depressing things, watch The Leftovers. It's moving, spiritual, dramatic, terrifying, sad as hell. Cool. There you go.
Right. All right.
And I go. Okay. I've been watching Oscar snubs recently. So I started last night with Shiva Baby. So I'm gonna recommend that one. I'm not sure how I feel about it.
I still want to see it.
I need to finish it. Yeah.
See it twice. Amazing. Wonderful.
It's
Fantastic.
like, yeah, the director, like, granted, she went to the big film school, but she still made it as like when she was a few years back as like her thesis film. So it started out as a short student film, which you can still watch online. So I did that first. I'm like,
yes.
and then I watched. I'm watching.
Yeah.
So
I recommended it on a podcast before too. It's a good.
Oh, really great!
Yeah,
it's really good.
Watch the episode yet.
So this proves even more that more people should watch it.
Exactly. Yeah,
it's good. It's on Amazon Prime.
Oh, for real? What?
For renting. We rented.
Oh wait, we did rent it.
I rented it.
20.
But it's only $6, and
yeah,
you should support
bad.
You should support your indie filmmakers.
I do.
I got you. I'll rent it for you. Shoot me. I'm not kidding.
He's not kidding.
I can pay
I'm not
for
kidding.
it.
He bought me Red Dead 2. He's not kidding. He'll do it.
I got you.
All right, Willis. What do you have here?
I'm gonna recommend my favorite album because I grabbed it on vinyl. I don't know if you can see it. Is it backwards or not? I don't know.
No, it's not
Actually-
backwards.
It's the
you're
Weaker
good.
Thans. It's like male manipulator music, but not.
Yes.
It's like positive. John K. Samson is like one of the best men alive. I think it's one of the best albums lyrically you'll ever find. John K. Samson's like an honorary English professor in Winnipeg at one of the schools. I think it has one of the best stories on an album I've ever listened to. And I think the song A Plea from a Cat Named Virtute which is a song from a cat's perspective about trying to motivate her owner because they're depressed, and how a pet will always see you as the strongest being that you are to them, and how powerful you are and that you can do more than you can think. Always makes me cry.
So good. That sounds great.
And like every song has context about something, about Winnipeg, where he's from. And like, there's a song about
what is it called again?
Reconstruction Site by the Weakerthans. Like, I've done hours of analysis on this. Like, I won't shut the fuck about it if you've got this. You can look at Sophie. You can tell she's already annoyed because she's heard all of this. Like,
first of all, and second of all,
I'm sorry.
I do. No, you're good.
It is so much better to do.
No, you're good. It's it is genuinely, that song is actually one of the only things that Realist has shown me or sent me that I did add into my liked songs. So
I have sticky notes behind me that say they them. Bad about that. But there's also the parentheses songs in this album. It's its own sub album. It's complicated. I'm not going to explain it anymore.
Sounds great.
Nice.
Sounds lovely.
Nice.
2003. Let's go.
What am I gonna recommend here?
I don't know, Trevor. It's all up to you. Who looks behind him?
Oh wait. I have a movie.
Oh my god.
Speed Racer.
Oh my god.
Oh.
It's on HBO Max.
Oh my god.
No.
Of course it is.
The Wachowskis again. Ooh, fancy.
I love that movie so much.
That's
To explain
interesting.
it simply, it's like the Wachowskis made a movie about what it's like to be
It's a
an
Wachowski
artist in the face of capitalism.
Ooh,
It's
good
so
times.
great.
Uh-huh.
I love it. Like the last sequence.
A lot out of Speed Racer right here now.
Speed Racer is great. I love
These are
it.
film study classes make you think like this sometimes.
I love it so much. Like this is a side topic, but I saw it as a kid. I liked it when I was a kid. Then I watched it years later when I got into movies, and I was like, "Damn, this is some actual deep shit." It's an allegory for the Wachowskis' career, basically, and like how they're striving for their passion of what they want to do, but the corporation is like, "Nah, you got to make money. That's all that matters." So
yeah, then you get Jupiter ascending.
Yeah.
Wait, that's the Wachowskis too?
Yes. They also wrote the script for V for Vendetta. I don't know if you knew
The
that.
only thing I've liked by them is
I literally thought you were
Sense8?
about to say Viva la Pinata, and I don't know why. I'm so sorry.
have they done that too?
Me off,
But
bro.
that ends my Speed Racer tangent.
Oh my god. So good.
Yeah, it's the end of the semester, guys. We are going through the summer, so we're not stopping. The train stops for no one, not even SGTV. So we're gonna keep going. Shoot, I don't know how many episodes we're gonna have by the time the next semester starts, but it'll be a lot. We're gonna keep going. Keep watching movies, people, and to our adoring fan base. Thank you guys so much. I never thought I would be hosting a podcast, so this means a lot, so
Thanks, Sophie's dad.
yeah, thanks to Sophie's dad as well. Special thanks to honorary #1 fan. He can run our fan club.
Oh, and there it is.
I'll let him know.
Yeah, but that's basically it. Until next time, see you guys.
Goodbye.
Bye. Listen to the Weakerthans. I need friends.